Hey, my crafty friend, it is Megan Elizabeth from ByMeganElizabeth.com, founder and creator of the She Makes Club. And today I want to make 2 cards with the Winged Masterpiece Stamp of the Month set. I've been obsessed with it since it came out. You can only get it in March 2021. And I just want to show a few more Distress Oxide ink tricks, techniques, fun things to do with them. Use the stamp sets and make 2 more cards today. So let's get started. Going to start out, this is Lawn Fawn cardstock. This is Ballet Slipper. It was an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper that I cut in half to make a 5.5 inch by 4 1/4 inch card when I fold it. And then I also did the same thing with Lawn Fawn Peacock. Again, 8.5 by 11 sheet of cardstock that I folded in half, cut in half, and we have 2 A2 size cards ready to go. I'm also going to be using some beautiful white cardstock that we're going to do some inking on. I'm going to do, let's see, how exactly do I want to do this? I have some ideas. I think we're going to cut them to 4 inches. No, let's do 5 inches. Sorry, 5 inches by 4 inches. We'll do it this way so that we have a little bit more space and wiggle room. So we'll do a 4 inch. And then we'll just have a little bit more to do here. So 4 inch. Have about a 1/2 inch to cut off. Okay, now those are going to be part of our card bases, and we're going to do a couple things here. All right, so we'll start with, let's do our peacock colors first. We're going to use Chipped Sapphire, Peacock Feathers, Chipped Sapphire, Distress Oxide, and Seedless Preserves, Distress Oxides. I'm just going to grab a mat. We're also going to use my stencil pack. I've been using these a lot. They're so much fun. And the one that I haven't used on any videos for you yet, even though I've used it personally, is this beautiful like mandala-like pattern. I think it's going to be really beautiful with my dragonflies. So I'm going to kind of try to figure out which way I want to go with it, but I think I'm going to do something like kind of centered. And the way I am going to work this is take my peacock feathers and my seedless preserves first. And we're going to start with seedless preserves. I'm just going to kind of blend it on here. Like just literally go at it and kind of see. I think I kind of want to do like a stripey type pattern. Maybe we're just going to kind of go back and forth and see what kind of ends up being created here. I love this color combination so much. You can see how like the blending of the peacock and the seedless preserves creates this other beautiful blended color. And it really just, I don't know, it pops out a lot in my opinion. We're going to definitely do some water reactions. And of course, we're going to use a tiny bit of shimmer pens, shimmer brushes as well. It's fun to create your own background paper, pattern paper, in my opinion, when you can really just pull the colors together and watch how it reacts and plays and just what it creates. Twirled in here, nice and coated. And I don't mind stacking these colors over and over again until I get it really to the level I want them. I don't have a, high pattern in mind, but I think that's pretty good. Okay, so we're gonna start with those 2 colors. And now I'm going to just take some regular water and give it a few spritzes. I love watching this react. It's literally probably one of my most favorite things about this. Some heavier spritzes. give it the watermarks, let it really do its thing naturally. And then I'm gonna hit it with some heat, let it dry out and flatten out, and you can really see how that just gives some great texture and dimension with the water and the colors blending. It's just a nice little marbled pattern. I'm gonna hit this with a little bit of powder just to make sure. This is my powder tool from We Are Memory Keepers. Just to make sure it's good and dry, brushed off. Now I'm going to place this down with my stencil on top. Kind of just figure out where I want the pattern to fall and how I want it to kind of look. I don't necessarily want any points to be predominant in this. I want it to be more the rounded edges, so you can see there's points through here. So I'm just going to try to position it a little bit so there's not like a harsh point, but like the circle kind of centered. Again, it doesn't have to be perfect. And I'm going to grab my Versamark watermark stamp pad, and I'm just going to go over the entire stencil on this pad. Okay, so it doesn't have to be perfect, but again, on there. I'm going to lift this up. All right, and now I'm going to grab my, here it is, Frosted Crystal Embossing Powder. You can kind of see the watermark on there already. So we're just going to do some Frosted Crystal. You could do a completely clear, you could do gold, you could, you know, really have fun with it. Whatever works for you. Oh, you can see an area I missed. I totally didn't realize I missed it. I thought I got it. It looked like it had it on there. It's okay. We'll cover it with, we still have sentiments to do and some other things. So that little area got completely missed. But again, not that worried about it. Chip Sapphire is going to go over the entire card front. Okay. And now we're going to reveal the image, reveal the background, just taking a little bit more water and a paper towel and cleaning it up. And you'll see the magic happen. You'll see that everywhere it's not embossed, the seedless preserve and peacock feather starts appearing back through in a really beautiful way. All right, here's our dragonfly. And now I'm going to take Archival Black from Close to My Heart. Just a really solid, crisp black. And a quick hand cutout. All right. Butterfly cut. Now I have two shimmer brush. I have it in Grape and I have Peacock from Close to My Heart. These are so fun if you've never seen them before. This is how they come packaged. So this little yellow neon thing kind of comes out, and then you just want to screw it all the way tight. And then pop off the lid, and there it reveals your brush. Now I like to make sure that I get it started off of my project, because you want to just give it a few good squeezes and let it kind of like drip out and soften the brush and move it around and make sure it's all working and you have the amount of liquid that you want. And now I'm going to kind of come in here and I'm going to fill in these beautiful flowers in here with some shimmer, Grape, and Peacock. And I'm just gonna kind of push it around, move it around, and let it dry. It's not gonna be a perfect colored in situation here. I'm not trying to color with this as much as I am coloring with it. I'm not trying to, what's the word I'm looking for? like I'm adding color. I'm not trying to fill in the lines. That's what I'm trying to say. So I'm just kind of going around on the petals of the flowers that I want to give some color to and just dabbing it in to give some really beautiful colors. There's leaves in here. That's going to be filled in with the peacock. The petals of the flowers is more the grape. I'm just going to do it on both sides. And you'll see it dries not transparent, for sure not transparent. It's totally the grape color, but it doesn't dry as deep. All right, that's great. Ooh, but that's not the right lid. And here's peacock. I'm so excited. I want every single color of these. I do not have every single color yet. I only have, I don't know, maybe 10 or so. I've been using the gold and clear for years. And then like the more and more I see the colors come out, I'm like, I need the colors in my life. All right, so I just tighten that on there. All right, again, I'm gonna start it over here. Peacock is just gonna kind of drip out on me. Oh, the peacock shimmer. Oh, I can even see that even more than I can on the, oh baby, that's pretty. All right, so I'm just kind of touching it in on some of those leaves, the centers of some things here, letting it blend in, not being a perfectionist about it, just touching to add the color. And once this dries, oh, it's gonna pop. I'm gonna use grape on the body. I just feel like it needs some shimmer on the body. So I'm not gonna go crazy, but you're not really gonna see it through the black, but you'll see the shimmer kind of pop out on top of it. I wanna hit it with some, I can't help it. I'm gonna grab the clear shimmer brush and I'm gonna fill in everywhere it's white. So I'm gonna just squirt some out. I'm gonna let it drip out. And I'm going over top, and everywhere that it's white, even if it blends it and bleeds it a little bit, I'm doing it. That's what's happening right now. And I'd rather have more of it drip out and like have it bleed a little bit and give that real burst pop than anything. So, all right, let that dry just a little bit more. I'm also gonna grab shimmer brush and I'm just gonna swirl on top of my design here. Yep, that was needed. Holy cow, do you see what this is doing to that sapphire? Oh, the life it is bringing. Yep, don't regret that. Okay, we're gonna do the peacock cardstock. Again, this is from Lawn Fawn, not close to my heart, but you could use either or. I love the thickness of Lawn Fawn's 8.5 by 11. Especially for card bases. Do I want it to come down? Do I want it to go up? I want it to go up from here. Of course, I've got to use dimensional adhesive because it just would not work if I didn't. I'm just going to curl it a little bit just to give it a, you know, even though it's going down, flat, I want to just give it a little oomph, little curl in the edges. Oh my goodness, I love this so much. I love this so much. Okay, let's do a strip. Oh, you know what? I have some tags. Let me see. Where are my tags at? Ooh, that one might. Okay. It's literally just like this whole bag of tags. When I was going through and cleaning up my craft room, I was like, this has got to change. And so I just made a bag. Look, sending you get well wishes will fit. So we'll do sending you get well wishes. I'm going to stick with my archival black. Voila. And I'll just adhere that straight down with ATG. It's like kind of silver foiled I'm just going to go right along the bottom edge here. Perfect. Oh my goodness, how much I love that. So much. I might have to add a little more adhesive on the dragonfly though, I think. I think we'll have to give him a little bit more stability and adhesive, but that's okay. Okay, just a few more things because I can't help myself. I'm going to grab some silver glitter gems and just pop a few of these bad boys right on here. I'm going to use the larger ones. Those ones are too small. This needs like a pop of them. Like, get it on there. We'll do one small one next to this one down here because I think that'll be sufficient. Oh yeah, perfect. All right, glitter gem Z4191. If we still have them. These may be old. It's kind of awesome. Okay, that's going over to the side. Now let's do my other card that I've been meaning to do with this. Distress Oxide, the brand new Kitsch Flamingo. So excited, just got it in Tattered Rose. And then I'm also going to use some vellum and some gold embossing powder. All right, we're going to start with Tattered Rose. This is going to be a little bit softer of a card, and we're going to use some, I think we're going to use some shimmer trim. And then instead of, I said vellum, but really it's going to be like this clear acetate sheet that we're going to heat emboss with gold. Okay, so I'm going to just softly go on here. Oh, I love this so much. Kitsch Flamingo, so excited to use it for the first time. We're going to do more Tattered Rose, just kind of going back and forth, layering up that color again, especially down that center line. Really giving us more and more of that ombre, blending those colors, pulling them together. I just have this desire to add some picked raspberries to this mix. Picked raspberry. And for this guy, we're just going to go kind of like around the edges. And a little swirl. Perfect. Okay. I love that. It's just like nice little soft little ombre, kind of drawn out, pinked out, soft, like beautiful. Okay. Now for my next trick. All right. I had my camera cut off twice, so I'm hoping you didn't miss any of the steps, but just to recap in case, I did the Tattered Rose on the one side, then I did the Kitsch Flamingo on the other, and then I outlined, bordered, and blended with some picked raspberry. Now what I'm going to do is take from the Trust in the Lord stamp set, D1959, the Be Strong and Courageous, and you'll see it is kind of in a little bit of an angle in how it's written. So it's going in more of that Tattered Rose area, and I'm using the Archival Black ink to give it a clean, crisp, nice, clean, crisp pop with the black. So I'm just going to come down here in the corner and place it down firm. Perfect, perfect. All right, now let's get all this out of the way. We're going to let this kind of dry and do its thing. And I'm going to grab a clear sheet, kind of an acetate, and I'm going to cut this down to 5 inches by 4 inches, which is the size of that other that we just stamped in background. So we'll do 5 by 4. Grab the sheet of foam. I'm going to place that on top. I'm also going to grab my butterfly, which is just beautiful. I love it so much. This butterfly, I think, is one of my most favorite things ever. And let me just kind of see here. I want to play with positioning for a second. So this is going to go straight on top. All right, so it's not going to be able to quite fill the area. We'll go this way. All right. I just wanted to kind of see exactly where I wanted that to go. Actually, we could just leave that on there. It's not going to hurt anything. If I just line that up together. Now with Versamark, I'm going to Versamark my entire butterfly. Really saturate it in Versamark. All right, and now I'm going to place this right here on my clear. Okay, it'll probably be stuck. You can see that it's stuck to it. That's fine. I'll remove that just so I can really make sure I am placing it all the way down and it's not getting on my other. Okay, peel up. And we're going to use gold embossing powder. And you know what? I'll do that on this lid just to be sure I don't. All right, now we got to heat set this guy. Truly makes me so happy. How awesome is that? I should have done that just a smidgen bigger. You know what? I'm going to trim this just a smidgen. Just literally smidgens. We're talking off the edges. Right. Now I have my ballet slipper. And I'm going to do several strips of ATG. This is the ballet slipper from Lawn Fawn. This solid, thick 100-pound cardstock. That's great for cards. Close to My Hearts is awesome too. You would have no problem with it at all. That's what I'm choosing to use for this because I did just get it. And then I'm thinking I want to do a strip. Yes, I do. This is the Flamingo Shimmer Trim. And I'm just going to go from bottom edge of this card, and edge to edge. I'll trim off the excess. Has adhesive already on it. We'll do a final trim once we get this on here. So I want this to slightly, yep, we're going to go off in the corner here. All right. So now take a little bit of Zig Squeeze and Roll, and I'm going to go up here in this corner with the Zig Squeeze and Roll where the butterfly is. I'm going to give it a couple kind of strips and dots and places where it's a little bit more filled in. You're not going to see much of this coming through, if any. It dries clear, so I'm not too worried about it. I just want to kind of only have it on the back of the butterfly. And then what we're going to do is do a strip down here along the bottom. And this is why I kind of trimmed that off just a tiny bit. Because what I'm going to do here is place this down on here like so. So it goes onto the bottom of the card, onto that ballet slipper. And then this is where we're going to use the shimmer trim to further give it some extra attached adhesive right along this bottom edge on top of there. We could even do it along the top too if we really felt like it needed it, but I don't think it does. Off the edges. That's just beautiful, the way that that comes together, and just you kind of get that reflectiveness and the dimension of the gold and the underlying softness. That's awesome. So these two cards I think come together really well with just some beautiful Distress Oxide ink techniques using that March stamp of the month, which again is only for March 2021. Get it now for only $5 with a $50 order, or you can actually get it for free if you are one of my VIPs. And if you need information on that, it is in the video description and over at bymeganelizabeth.com in the blog. All right, guys, have a great day, and I'll see you again soon. Enjoy the moments.